In this video, I'm going to teach you how to buy land with no money. No loan, no mortgage, no credit card, no credit score, no rich auntie, no nothing, literally no money, not one penny, nada. Buy land and make in excess of $20,000 per parcel of land. Watch this video. This is just one of the most absolutely incredible, amazing, out of this world parts of my business life. And I've got a few things going, from wellness to coaching and courses. And in the real estate that I work in, there's this thing where you could buy land with absolutely no money. No money. I mean no money. No loan, no funding partner, no bank, no commercial loan, no credit card, no debt. So here's the thing. It turns out that we are so accustomed to seeing things on market, like retail stores have products that are on the market, they're on the shelf, and houses are listed by realtors on market, and they're at market level, and land at market, and business at market. But it turns out there is this space where things are off market. They're not for sale officially. Houses not for sale, off market, where there are house owners that actually would be very, very happy to sell you their house. They just haven't listed it on market. And business owners who have this boring business that they can't hand down to their kids, and it's not on market. They don't really want to put it on market. Maybe they don't know how to find a business broker or some consultant to help them sell it, but they are so ready. And actually, in all of history, there's never been so many people. 10,000 people a day are retiring, and there's just so many of them are business owners. And so to land, turns out there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that own land. Their land isn't listed for sale, but there's a really chunky percentage of them that are thinking about selling. They really want to sell, their plans changed, and you can do a deal. So it turns out that you can create a list through this particular platform. There's several platforms actually. And on this one, you can make a list and you can create a whole massive list in a particular area. Maybe you'd pick a particular state, a particular county, and you can make a whole list of people that own land. And then there's filters. So you can even filter down to make this list an even more valuable list of motivated people. And I filter my list down, and I put on a filter where it shows how many parcels of land you have. So you just click it, because I don't want to talk with people that have like 20 pieces of land, because they're savvy, more wealthy entrepreneurs, and I'm not going to get a deal. But I filter it down to people that own just one parcel of land, maybe one or two. I filter it down by people that own land for 10 years or more, at least 5 years, but often I'll just put 10 years or more. There's even a filter you can add where they are out of state. So listen, this is a list of people, it's super easy to make, that own at least one parcel of land. They're out of state. It's like out of sight, out of mind, owned it for 10 years. It's like a juicy list. It's like the rainmaker list of people where quite a few of them on that list are going to be very, very eager to sell their land for a deal. Some people I talked to, they were kind of some sad stories. You know, they were engaged and then they broke off their engagement. They don't want to build a house on the land anymore. Some people, they're going to move into that particular state or that city to be closer to family. Their plans change, so they're not going to build a house on that land. Some people got it in an inheritance. They're like, I don't know what I'm doing with that. Whatever it is, there's 1,000 different reasons. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. So you call down the list and you say something incredibly scientific and sophisticated. Are you ready? You say, hi, are you interested in selling your land? Bum, bum. It's not that sophisticated. It's not rocket science. Some people say, no, I don't want to have this conversation. Conversation over. Some people say, no, I'm not even sure why you'd ask. Conversation over. And you can imagine, but that's sales. You get no, 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 no. And then you get, oh, I'm so thankful you called. Yes, Me and my wife were just talking about this the other day. Man, we're a little bit behind on our taxes, a little bit embarrassed, don't know what to do. Man, I'm so glad you called. Yes, what, really? You'd be interested in this like piece of junk? It's just like raw vacant land. Are you sure? Man, I'm so glad you called. Yeah, great timing. We've been thinking about this last 3 years, but I don't want to deal with realtors. You know, I want to deal with a real person, blah, 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 blah. And the list goes on and on and on. And so when someone says, yes, I want to sell my land, you have a motivated seller. And you have a good chance they'll sell it for below market value because they're not thinking, I have a great vision for a house. They're not thinking, I'm going to flatten that shrub right by the front and put a nice mailbox there with a nice little white picket fence and a little red flag that the little mailman can. There's no vision attached to it. And where there's no vision, the people perish. There's no design, there's no building, there's no enthusiasm, there's nothing they can put on the ground. So you can buy parcels of land literally at 50 cents on the dollar, and we've bought it at way lower. We've bought land 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents on the dollar, where we make an offer. If I can see online on Zillow and a couple other websites that, let's say, 1 acre parcel of land sells for about $100,000 in that area, we will offer $50,000. So we make an offer 50 cents on the dollar, and a percentage of people say, yes, please. Wow, I can actually get cash for this thing, and I don't have to deal with a realtor. I don't have to part with a chunk of my money to an architect. I don't have to pay a surveyor. I don't have to do a soil test. I don't have to give a chunk of this money away in commission to a realtor. It's a dream. And so you are providing a massive win for people. So that's the process of how this happens. You've got to get good data, a good list. You've got to call down the list. And if you don't want to do the phone calling, you find someone that likes phone calling. Lo and behold, also turns out there are thousands and thousands of people, some of them in the US, some of them in Europe, some of them in Egypt, some of them in the Philippines, who absolutely want to make money by calling down a list and making an offer for you. And we hire overseas as well. We've hired some of our best bang for our buck has been in Egypt and the Philippines. Really good, diligent people, really hardworking, and we explain in our Buy Land with No Money course exactly how to find them. So either you call or someone else calls, and you get some yeses. You get people, you call and you get some yeses. You get people to say, yeah, I'll sell my land. And then you send them a contract, and we have a contract template. It's a really simple one. And on that contract template, there's some amazing terms and conditions where you don't have to put any money up whatsoever. And they can say, yes, we agree to these terms and conditions. And this is the amazing paper shuffle of real estate. Here it is. You then have what the law terms equitable interest in a parcel of land. You have some rights now over a parcel of land. This is craziness. And this is what happens in business all the time. A negotiation of simplicity happens, and a piece of paper means that now you have some rights. You have the legal right to place that parcel of land on the marketplace and sell it for your price. Remember, in this illustration, you're buying for $50,000, but you're going to put it on the market for market price, which is, in our illustration, $100,000. I've bought parcels of land. The best one, not too long ago, we bought it for $69,000 on paper, no money, and we sold it for $271,000. It was a $200,000 profit. It's my best one. It was just amazing. And you put it on the market, and we use realtors, and I teach you how, because it's super easy. I never have to see the land. I never have to walk the land. I never have to worry about the land. The realtor in that area is a trusted partnership. They know if it's a good marketable piece of property, and they get paid a commission. So they listed on the marketplace, and then here's what happens. Here's the climax of the whole thing. This is the secret sauce. What happens that means you can buy land with no money is a double close, and this will blow you away. You then have someone you're buying the land from, and you have someone you're selling it to. The person you're buying it from, we like to call the A-B contract. You're buying it. And then you have another contract, and that's with the person you're selling it to. So we call that the B-C contract. So there's party A, They have an agreement with B, I'm B, and then also B has an agreement with C. So there's an A, B, C. It's a shuffle. This is just so much of business. You take a piece of chalk, write up how you want to do business. You chalk it up on the chalkboard and do business how you want to do it. And I discovered this method is used by wealthy real estate investors all of the time. It's like arbitrage. The oil industry does it. The transportation industry does it. Amazon does it. You know, the guy that rolls up in a little car that doesn't say Amazon on it? Well, he's from a third-party company delivering the package to my house. And so the idea of arbitrage happens all the time because you can solve a problem for both parties. So you show up at the title company, or we never have once showed up at the title company. The title company shows up with us. We have a notary comes here to my office or to my house, and you sign the paperwork. Again, you haven't spent a dollar. Here's the secret sauce. All at the same time, the title company takes $100,000 from party C, who's buying from me. They put the $100,000 in escrow, and then they pay party A, who I'm buying it from, their $50,000. So party A is super happy. They got their $50,000. That's amazing. Party C, they paid me $100,000 for it because they're excited. They're a builder. They're a developer. They're someone with vision. They're someone that's just so glad that I've got this marketable piece of property that's buildable. And I've been able to display it to thousands and thousands of eyeballs on the market through a realtor. So it's arbitrage. I moved this property from relative invisibility to an enormous, practically global marketplace. And what's in the middle? $50,000 is what's in the middle. So of course the title company, they take their money, which is often $1,000 to a couple of $1,000s. If they were behind on their taxes by a few $100s or even a few $1,000s, that has to come out of it. That happens a few times because that's a thing. And then you've got your realtor who's going to take their commission, and that could be like 2.5, 3, can be 5, 6%. I've even had to pay really, really classy, really great realtors as much as 9%. It's a bit on the high end. So if you take out your typical like 6% out of $50,000, that's about $3,000. So your $50,000 is now more like $45,000, maybe $42,000. And the title company cuts you a check. It's amazing. You are the genius in the middle. You added so much value to the marketplace. How did you add value? You provided this solution to someone that didn't know how to sell their land or was stuck or was embarrassed at being behind on their taxes. They're thrilled. They're crying. And you should seek to serve people because business is serving people well. I don't know what I want to do. I don't want to deal with a realtor. You have that conversation. You meet people where they are. And then you provided a marketable piece of property to the person buying it. And they're often a builder with vision. And it's highly valuable because they're going to pay $100,000 for that property. Or you even list it on the market like at 80 or 90% of market value, and you get a quick offers on there. And they're jumping at this piece of property that you've listed a little under $100,000. Remember, they're going to spend like $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 building a house, and they're going to earn $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 profit as a builder. So they love you. They will be knocking on your door. Give me the next piece of land. That, my friend, is buying land with no money. You can do it day in and day out. It takes a process. It takes a system. It takes knowing what to say. It takes data, so you know how to pull the data. It takes metrics. You need to know some business skills of how to monitor a scorecard, some KPIs, key performance indicators. And that's what business is. You've got to hone your skills and develop what is process and systematization. If you've got a little bit of excitement about real estate, if you've got a little bit of passion about talking with people, or you want to hire someone that can, if you have a passion for creating wealth, and most wealthy millionaires made a portion or all of their money through real estate. So if this is you, if you want to expand your ability to create wealth, if you don't want to get funding, if you don't want to go to the bank, you don't want to get commercial loans, you don't have a funding partner, you don't want to buy land on your credit card, that'd be crazy. If you don't want to do this, then we've got a free challenge for you. It's a 5-day free challenge, and I'm going to go into everything I just shared on this video in detail from A through Z, so you have every single step to be able to go and do this yourself and buy land with no money. You can own the land for yourself. You can take the capital, reinvest it in cryptocurrency, buying businesses, buying houses, but being a funding partner to other investors, whatever you want to do. But this is a great moment for you to learn how to make money in real estate in this incredible opportunity that's still largely so untapped. Why? Because there's land everywhere. If you open your eyes and notice, there's green pastures and just brown dirt everywhere. Buy land with no money is such an incredible opportunity. So I'm going to show you how. So register at the link below and jump on this opportunity. That's it. Get out of your chair, throw your socks off, and leap into this opportunity. It's going to be crazy. By the end of the 5 days, I'm going to give you every step you need to be able to lock up your first property with absolutely no money whatsoever. And I look forward to seeing you in the challenge. Crazy about our viewers, actually 60% of you who watch our videos are not actually subscribed. And we noticed you do a lot in the comments and you like and you share, which is awesome. But if this video resonated with you and you like our content, I'd like to ask you, please hit the notifications button, hit the subscribe button, because we want to continue to get out to you quality content that impacts you and changes your life. And so please become a subscriber today. We'd love to track with you.